Greetings all, Rem619 here. A little video to let you guys know that I am doing footage collection to do all the revised companion builds. As you might have noticed with the Grimdark challenge, on the build spreadsheet I did update all my companion builds and a lot of the gearing. This was obviously to keep in mind that I was going in for a competition, so I wasn't going to have the freedom to be able to freely collect everything I wanted, and I needed to sort of min-max a little bit harder than what I was. So if you look at a lot of the build spreadsheet, yeah, from the post DLC and post Grimdark challenge, all the builds are now different from the videos that I had done previously for both my rogue traders and my companions. Because of this, and we've got another DLC which was meant to be for December, but that's obviously been delayed now. And we also have a big balance patch coming in 1.3. So what I'm going to try to do before 1.3 is get updated videos for all the companions. I'm going to continue with the companions I haven't done first, then loop back around to the companions that have been done. And then that way we're all ready to go into 1.3. I'll mark these videos for which was 1.2 and then which was 1.3. So when 1.3 hits, I'll be able to obviously start updating all the builds for that. It will be done on the spreadsheet first, and obviously videos will come as I do a fresh run just to prove that it's all still viable and it still plays fair and unfair. Also, we have done a little update to the build spreadsheet now. If you have a look at it, you'll notice that we've got not just myself on it, we have another creator called, build creator Money, he doesn't make videos. We have another person who plays a lot differently from both me and Money, so it was worthwhile letting him put his builds up, which was Kazaris. He's got a very different build playstyle to us. We've also got Remortus now on the spreadsheet. So I've updated the spreadsheet to call it the Community Unfair Build spreadsheet. So that way you're going to be seeing builds from myself, from Remortus. You'll be seeing other creators that also, well, build creators rather than content creators, that have other build mentalities. So that way you'll have the most use there. Like, what's going to be best? It's all going to be down to your play style. So I'd say have a look for everyone, see what you like. There's going to be videos and written explanations. So again, it's just, they're all skeletons for people to use themselves and to update. One of the other things that I've done, we've started updating for itemization. So we've got all the items that are currently in the shop and which acts you can get them from. We're going to start working on all the other drops and stuff, but obviously this is a huge task, and we're playing through the game to find out where everything drops so we can get that all for you guys. I've gone through and I've done all the space resources, so I've mapped out where every resource is that you can scan for. I now need to go back through and get all the event rewards items for resources, so we can put that onto the spreadsheet. The last thing as well is I've started using my friend's Discord, so if you want to interact and discuss things and build, there's the Owcats Discord, which is for the builds, but in the description of my videos you'll notice to a link to my friend's Discord for Sneaky Skills. I play a lot of other games I don't make content on, and whenever we start a new game we create a channel for it and we discuss like loads of stuff. So we had stuff for Power World, we had stuff for Space Marine 2, we used to have stuff for Call of Duty before we moved on from that. He was playing a lot of Warframe, so you'll see a lot of that in the descriptions and stuff there. So I've also gone back and I've updated some of the builds I haven't done videos on as well. So I now have a Santic officer build. I also have a Commissar officer build, which does a Psychic Awakening into Santic later. As this play you can see through here, I'm working through my Crime Lord operative build. And then there's a couple of other build ideas that I have, but that will come after I've done all the companions. Now, one of the things that I don't want to start doing is making mercenaries and then trying to show you one-off random fights somewhere in Act 4 or 5 and then selling you a build idea for something that hasn't been playtested through the game, because for me it's very important that everything I do is playable. I don't want to give you level 55 respecs, because I don't see the purpose in them, I don't see the point in them, I don't like the mentality behind them. It's why I very much didn't like a lot of the content creators for Baldur's Gate 3, because they would show you stuff at level 12 that was impossible to play, and their entire build premise relied on items that you didn't get until 5 minutes before the final boss, so you couldn't really use the build. I want you to be able to play through and do it. So one of the other things I might get around to is adding gear progression, so showing you what gear that you should have at the end of Act 1, at the end of Act 2, end of Act 3. But again, that's going to be a huge undertaking in itself, and it will require several playthroughs, and once we've completed where all the gear is found. So once we have that, it'll be a little easier in the future to be able to speed that up. But for now, it's just going to be as it is. I've also updated, I've put some of my guides on, so we've not just got the spreadsheet, that's going to be in the link of every video. We've also updated it to put some screenshots of the spreadsheets onto Steam, for some people that want to use Steam guides, who don't like to use out that. So you'll find me on there now, where I've got some of my Companions Rogue Trader builds on there. Like I said, we're bringing in other creators. I have extended it to everyone that was in the Grimdark challenge. If they want to put up their builds, they're more than welcome to. But we'll see what happens with that. And again, if other people want to get involved, they want to get in the community and share their builds and stuff, again, all you have to do is be willing to have complete builds for every companion and your rogue trader for unfair. And it has to be distinctly different to what's already on offer to make it worthwhile. Because there's no point in having 20 tabs of the same builds over and over again. But and also you need to have been able to play for an unfair. So as long as you can prove that, that's all fine. But worst case, just get involved with that. One of the other things I have done is the developers are very much against changing pre-existing builds, but they're not against redoing their default builds, which again for me doesn't make any sense, because if I can make an argument to change the default build and the developers then change the default build, that means I've now changed everyone's default build to force them into my playstyle, yet for some reason we can't do full level 2 specs. Like, I don't mean to change their base classes, but Abelard, Idra, and Argenta are 3 of the best companions because we have full control over their builds. Stuff that you get later, Pascal and Cassie are good, but not as good. Jay's worse because, again, you have no control over their build, same with Urilit. Ulfar is then worse because not only do you not have control of his build, and sometimes he takes talents he can't use, such as the cover ones, or back when he had the medium armor proficiency talent, second skin. He also has gearing issues, so hopefully they'll start looking at changing Mazrahai's build. They'll start looking at gearing options for the Alkdari, the Drukhari, and the Space Marines, because the Space Marines shouldn't be so weak. And obviously the sequel companions, most of them just don't work at all. Like, yeah, the Act 4 boss that you can recruit, you can't change any of his gear, and a lot of his custom abilities don't work, especially his demons. So there's a lot of stuff that needs going there, but I am told in December we will be getting the 1.3 update, and it is going to be huge. I have no early information to give out on that, but we're going to look to see what we get. And like I said, I will revise everything we've got, and hopefully it will be quite positive moving forwards. Since the Grimdark Challenge, obviously, all the patches that led up to the launch of DLC to the Grimdark Challenge were specifically bugs that I had brought up. So we were getting the game state improved, because I was like, yo, okay, I don't want to get banned for doing any of these 30 things. Which of these are bugs, which of these are features? They patched most of it. Like, I accidentally nerfed most of my playstyle. But it was really good to be seeing that happen. Even little things like Villa's build I've updated, because now that I've really discovered how strong pain resonance is and other such things, I've started using that. Obviously, I was keeping Drukhari weapons on the down low, so I hadn't been using them too much, but now, yeah, it is just my default for what I'm using. And, yeah, so hopefully this is all going to start being helpful for you guys. For new people coming in, do obviously point them towards the spreadsheet, even if you don't want to advertise my channel itself for the content. But, yeah, the more people we get involved, the better it will be, and the more we can improve. Like I said, more creators coming in means more stuff and more ways to play. And same as if people get involved and they get involved in those discussions, we can see what we can go up to do with. But, yeah, so coming up next, it's going to be, obviously, Pascal's build I need to get out. Heinrich's build I need to get out. Then Jay. Then we're going to need Urilit, Ulfar, Mazrahai, and obviously the Crime Lord that I'm working on. And then we can start going back over to revisit Abelard, Idira, Argenta, and Cassia, because there are a few items that I wasn't using that I am using now, like Spirit Drape and whatnot. But till then, I'll see you all around. Revenue.